from the Absa Stadium in Durban. Blain, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sam. Good morning, everybody. Live from the Growth Point Kings Park Stadium right here in Durban. It is indeed for an important event that's being observed today, the National Day of Prayer. And in attendance today will be religious leaders, leaders from civil society formations, as well as government officials. And what are they here for? Well, just like the name says, they're here to pray. Pray for the further consolidation of democracy, as you mentioned, social cohesion. We're praying for unity, as well as a successful and peaceful local government elections, which was happening on August 3rd. Now, also high on the prayer list, rain. You know, many parts of this country is experiencing persistent drought conditions, so any prayers in this regard will be surely welcomed. Another thing that's being observed is Africa Month. You'll remember Africa Month is observed and celebrated during the month of May. And here too, unity in Africa, cohesion in Africa are some of the strong themes that will be coursing throughout today as well as the rest of the month. Now, President Jacob Zuma will be addressing the nation today. He'll address this crowd, giving the keynote address. And he'll be outlining the significance of a day like this, a national day of prayer. Let's further this conversation now. The President's spokesperson, Dr. Ngqulunga, joins me now live. Doctor, thank you very much indeed for your time. We're here to pray today.
Yes.
An important concept?
Yes, a very important concept. President Zuma will be here in about 2 hours today to call on all South Africans to pray against what is becoming a disturbing trend of public destruction of property, of we saw in Vuwani a few weeks ago where 24 schools were destroyed. We saw at the University of Fort Hare where the president was, where buildings were also torched. So this is one of the major issues that the president wants to talk about today. As you know, President Zuma feels quite passionate about education, and that's the reason why he has built about close to 800 schools, during his tenure as president. And so this is quite disturbing that in South Africa today, people are destroying libraries, they are destroying universities and destroying schools. So this is one of the main messages that he will be talking about today, to call on all South Africans to unite against this emerging trend.
I guess, the destruction of property, one of the main messages.
Yes.
It fits in terms of this prayer service, which is aiming for unity and also a peaceful coexistence in South Africa.
Yes, a peaceful coexistence in South Africa, especially moving towards the local government elections so that they can be free and fair, so that people can exercise their rights. But it also happens to be Africa Month, so there is peaceful existence between South African citizens and our brothers and sisters from the African continent. It's one of the major messages that the president will be bringing today.
Yeah, speaking about Africa Month, we almost towards the end of it now. We will also be remembering the OAU that was launched back in 1963, May 25th. The OAU obviously is the precursor to the African Union. Africa Month, main celebrations here today. What can we expect?
Well, we expect a lot of our brothers and sisters from the African continent who will be here at Absa Stadium. As you know, Africa Day is on the 25th of May. There will be an event in Cape Town that will be officiated by the president. And so it is a huge theme. As you can see around here, there are flags, the African Union flags. So it is a huge event today. But what the president really wants to impress upon is that South Africans should unite so that we live peacefully, we coexist with our brothers and sisters, and we coexist as citizens. But we also make sure that we move forward as a nation, because the destruction of property of schools is setting us back. Yes.
Also, the tragic events that we experienced last year in Durban, Johannesburg, the attacks on foreign nationals, that will be reflected on.
That will be reflected on. That Africa is part of the African continent. These people that were being fought against are part of us. This is who we are as Africans, and that there can never be progress in South Africa without progress in the African continent as a whole, and that we have to learn to live with one another.
Doctor, thank you very much indeed for your time. Dr. Ngqulunga is the president's spokesperson, just explaining what we can expect today. National Day of Prayer. It's happening throughout the day, and so keep it locked into 404 for more on this event. It's a beautiful day here in Durban. Clear skies. I can't see a cloud here. Let's check in with your weather now and check out how the rest of South Africa is looking.